Good morning. Let's see, today is Thursday, the 4th of September, 2025. Still in my nightgown. Well, I made it a nightgown because I slept in it. I'm not feeling very good. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do today or tomorrow. I'm hoping beyond tomorrow night. I'll probably feel better tomorrow night, so don't worry. But I had to call the cardiologist this morning. I'm having PVCs again. Now, for those that don't know, I have lots of new people, and I'm so very thankful. You know, I was looking at my numbers, and I went up from April to right now, first part of September, I've gone up 144 subscribers. Thank you so very much for that. That is just wonderful. I'm so very glad to have you all. And like I said before, this is not a money maker for me. I just like to hang out with people and visit, and it helps me to visit. I am still going to do my coffee. I know, PVCs, coffee, I know. I'm just sipping. I might have had too much yesterday. I don't know what did it. But for those that don't know, I had atrial fibrillation, AFib. I had ablation done in February, end of February, I believe, or 1st of February, March. 1st of the year, I had ablation done. So very blessed to have been able to have that. The ablation was on the top of the heart where the AFib was coming from. Now, throughout my life, I've had PVCs. The PVCs are something that have come and gone for a long time. They're not really a problem other than if they don't let up, I can get lightheaded, and that's what happened this morning. I wasn't feeling very good when I went to bed last night. I had the PVCs last night, and I just really wasn't feeling all that great. I got up this morning, I was lightheaded, and I was like, ooh. So I've had all my medications, and then I called the cardiologist, and they said, the cardiologist nurse said to go ahead and take the propofenone, which is the one that I was taking for heart rhythm. I'm still on metoprolol in the evenings, and I take a blood thinner morning and night. They did not stop those. But the propofenone is a rhythm medication. So I took one of those. We'll see what they say. They're supposed to call back this afternoon. If I feel worse, then I will call Mr. Fiber, and he will come and he will get me, and I will go to the hospital, and I will have them check me out, and who knows, I may be low on fluids, you know, who knows what could be causing it other than just my body and the way it is. So nothing to worry about at the moment, but I am lightheaded, so I'm just sitting here. Now, yesterday I told you that I was pissed off at that stupid elephant that I was making. Well, I have an update. I figured it out. That's the update. I don't know that I really figured it out other than I took it in there. I took the pattern and everything in there, and I showed Mr. Fiber, and I said, I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what they want me to do. And he read it with me, and he said, no, you do. He said, well, it's contradicting itself. I'm like, yeah, I know. He said, okay, well, you do that, and then you do that. Stop there. Like, okay. So I tried it that way, to read it that way. It's just a very confusing way of saying what they wanted you to do. Again, I understood the concept that they were going for, and also by looking at the picture. But here's what I've got. Here's where I'm at with, this is an elephant. And let me show you. I'll show you the picture again. This is here. Here's where we put it together, and I've started on the head right here. Maybe it's better if I do it like, this is where I'm at, see? So I think I'm okay. I've started the decreases. So now with where I'm at now, you start decreasing, and you decrease this all the way down to the end of that nose. All the way to here. And at some point I put the eyeballs in. And I have started with the eyeballs, I have started putting glue on the back side of the eyeballs when I put them in. I did not do that with the loaf cats that I did for my grandsons, and my youngest grandson Solomon, one of his eyeballs came out. So from now on, I'm going to put glue, hot glue, when I put the back on. And before I go further and put stuffing and everything in, I'm going to put hot glue on the back side. So that's where I'm at. I told Mr. Fiber they look like boobies right now. He wasn't impressed. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you today. I know this is short. A lot of you like the short. I was really worried yesterday, and I think it was just that I wasn't feeling well. Oh, I could show you one more thing. I do want to show you one more thing. I'm going to put a picture in here of a sweater that Mr. Fiber was taking apart. So let me put that right here. Also, I think I'm going to send that virus shawl to my Aunt Joan in California. We got on Zoom last night with them. This is my dad's family, and we do Zoom. We were doing every other week. But Uncle Bill had been very, very ill, and Uncle Bill passed away. Last week. Yes, last week he went into the hospital, and they intubated him, and he passed away. All of their family, gosh, they have the biggest family too. And that's Aunt Jan, and Aunt Jan lives down in, so a little story time for you. I can draw this out a little bit with a story time just sitting here. How's that? Should we have a story time? I can get my project in a minute. We'll do a story time. But anyway, I'm going to send that to Aunt Joan. The picture that I put in here, here it is. This is the sweater he took apart. God, I love these colors. Isn't that beautiful? This is what, it's a thread. It is 276 grams. 276 grams. It's actually, this is a whole sweater. So this wasn't like extra large or 2X that would fit me. So obviously this is going to be a shawl or something like that. Anyway, isn't that wonderful? Okay, I'm going to cake that. That's why I wanted to show them to you, because I'm going to cake it. This was another sweater This one is 310 grams. I did not get a picture of this sweater. Oh, I love that. This reminds me of one of my favorite Donna yarns called Love on the Rocks. I've shown it to y'all here before. So I wanted to show these to you. He's working on another one, but it's very, very painstaking. It has some fuzzy yarn in it. But I want to go ahead and do some caking up of this one. So, yeah. Okay. Still here. I'm gonna grab my project. We'll do another square. Okay, the story time. When I was 11, my mom and my daddy divorced. My mom remarried, and she married my stepdad. And he is the one who lives here. Daddy passed away a couple years ago. I think it was 2 years in January. I'm not sure. I'm not positive that it was 2 years. I've kind of lost track. Maybe it was a year. Might have been a year in January. So it was Mom remarried to my dad, and he was in the Air Force, and we moved from, some of you know this story because I have told it before. We moved from Nevada to California. No. Yes. And then from California, Dad got an assignment to go to Germany. We left California and spent a half a year in Illinois, where Dad is from. And I lived with my grandparents in Illinois. At the end of the school year, through the winter, and then we went to Germany in January of 1978. Halfway through my 8th grade year. So I'd only done a half a year of 8th grade, which I had started in California, did a few months of, like 4 months, something like that, in Illinois, and then we went to Germany, and I finished 8th grade through junior year in Germany. I lived with the grandparents. Aunt Jan and Uncle Bill had a house there close in Monmouth, in Illinois, and then Aunt Linda had a house there in Monmouth, actually in Monmouth. Aunt Jan and Uncle Bill did not actually live in Monmouth. They lived close, but not there. Anyway, I spent quite a bit of time with those two. Joan, who lives in California, was already in California by that time. Now, when we lived in California, we went to see Aunt Joan and the cousins and stuff over there. We went to Disneyland, and we stayed at Aunt Joan's house, And so we have family Zoom nights so that Dad can speak to his siblings and get caught up with everybody and all of that. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more. That's my story, is that I spent some time around that part of my family in Illinois. And so, yeah. Now, I don't know why that I brought it up in the first place. Oh, I wanted to send that. So what happens when you're having PVCs? I want to send that virus shawl to Aunt Joan. Aunt Joan is going through probably her 4th or 5th round of chemo. And being in California, she doesn't really need. Y'all tell me what you think. She loves the other one. She actually loves this one. I've considered sending her that one. Y'all tell me what you think. Which one should I send her? Anyway, I'm going to send her something because I'm making hats for everybody, and she said she doesn't need a hat in California. I think I'm going to send her. And that's my Willow Arches redo. It's my Willow Arches pattern, which you can find on my Ko-fi. And Mary Bell, thank you for buying my Ko-fi. Thank you for buying my pattern. This is my pattern, the Willow Arches shawl. This is the original done long ways. Okay. Well, I redid the pattern so that it would be done the other direction, and it's done in blocks, and then you just put in stripes. And that one is done in fingering weight yarn. Both of them can be done in any weight of yarn. Okay, you guys, thanks for talking to me. Thanks for spending my morning with me. I'm going to get this published for you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Please don't worry. It'll be okay. I just was watching Craig, and he had some issues over this last week, too. And wound up Craig, the fiber spider. He wound up at the hospital. I'm glad he's okay. Seems to be a week of heart-related stuff. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll try to remember where to look. Have fun today. Serbs is over there. He's had 2 breakfasts this morning. See, when Mr. Fiber gets up early to go to work, he feeds Cerberus, and then he turns his bowl over. And then I know that he's had breakfast. Well, he didn't turn his bowl over this morning, so he got a second breakfast and a mint. Because if his bowl is turned over, then I give him a mint, because that way I gave him something and we're done, right? Well, he wanted the mint because I usually give it to him. So I gave him the mint. A little bit later, he came in and looked at me like he hadn't had his breakfast and his bowl wasn't turned over. So he had second breakfast. And that is, if you know, you know. What is that, a second breakfast? Y'all tell me if you know the reference. Okay, I love y'all. I'm going now. Have fun today. Bye, y'all. Our little fall flowers are coming out. There's one right there. And then we used to have over here in this area No, they haven't come up yet. Somewhere right in here, the fall flowers come up also. They have not come up over here yet, but that's the first one. Zerbs likes to come out here and sun himself. Sometimes I can catch a little glimpse of the little gray kitten. This is where I hung the beehive for the she shed. Hi, little one. Hello, dear babies. Hello.